I'm talking to the money. Okay. I'm talking to the money.
A lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This little situation that he put me in to, make me lose.
What Floyd trying to do? Gervonta Davis talking about Floyd trying to make him leave his old trainer.
Chaos broke out at an airport as
Chaos erupted at the airport when Gervonta Davis suddenly confronted Floyd Mayweather, who was flanked by his wife and bodyguards. Floyd looked stunned as the two locked eyes. The air grew tense, and bystanders watched in shock as the intense standoff played out with no warning.
I know. Everything he said. All that bullshit.
Talks that Floyd Mayweather might be helping Lamont Roach, Davis's next opponent, have sparked major drama. For Davis, this bout isn't just business anymore. The idea that his old mentor could be in Roach's corner feels like betrayal. Even if it's just rumors, they've added extra emotion to an already high-stakes fight.
Yo, musician. I see that. Help me. I know what y'all be gonna do. I go that way for a reason. How is this gonna record? How is she record?
Floyd's behavior over time has made many question if he ever truly had Davis's back. While he praised Davis publicly, his actions sometimes said otherwise. One of the most talked about moments was when Mayweather reportedly gave info about Davis's fight style of Frank Martin, a rival. That move felt like the opposite of support.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys. So what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. Go do it when, cause 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, cause you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. It could be little things that'll take you to the next level. That Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heave to it and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something. And it could be the same thing. You might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of like feel about yourself.
Hold up, limitless, take a stomach cap, pinning it. I thought they hear the.
That moment left Davis hurt on a deeper level. He had looked up to Floyd as more than just a promoter, as a guide. Realizing Floyd might be against him shook him to the core. This wasn't just a professional issue, it was a personal heartbreak.
He the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
Mayweather recently hinted at a new documentary that promises to expose behind-the-scenes secrets, including drama involving Davis. Instead of settling things quietly, Floyd looks ready to air it all publicly to Davis. This feels like proof that their relationship is beyond repair.
My documentary that's coming out, you guys gonna see 26 years of behind-the-scenes footage that you guys have never seen.
Calvin Ford, Davis's longtime trainer, didn't hold back when asked about Floyd helping Frank Martin. Ford said actions like that reveal a person's real character. For someone who watched Davis rise from nothing, the betrayal hit the whole team, not just Davis.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we see what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man, because they can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
In a bold move, Davis spoke publicly about his earnings from past fights, something that was always hidden under Mayweather Promotions. He revealed how he'd been treated unfairly financially, sending a loud message he's done keeping quiet and ready to stand on his own.
I was in a lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, you know, make me lose, but he thought I was.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like 10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know? So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after like, I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So they sent it to.
Davis hasn't stayed quiet about his changing relationship with Floyd. He says Mayweather's private actions don't match his public image. Davis thinks his rise may have made Floyd feel threatened, which could explain why Mayweather started backing rivals.
People don't know that what Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd. Everything that Floyd said right there, the chrome heart bed, the Maybach, the Lloyd shit, that was all in my post.
That was you posted that. You posted that. Oh wow.
Chrome bag.
Right.
Lloyd shit. Maybach.
Oh.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh,
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29. You'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other part of the deal.
He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn.
Critics say Davis's fights were carefully chosen to protect his record, and that Mayweather helped steer it that way. Davis's talent is clear, but facing tougher opponents is what will shape his true legacy. Some believe he was held back from reaching that next level.
Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, and not because of his skills, but because of his resume, and resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in those later rounds. But he's very stiff and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis will probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the late rounds. But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him. Now we have Pitbull Cruz, who Tank already beat by a close decision, and Tank beat him with a broken hand.
Mayweather used to play the role of mentor, helping launch Davis's name with guidance and exposure. For years, they looked unstoppable together, but now, as Davis works to stand on his own, their bond is clearly changing.
Do you will come back to boxing?
Oh no. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta, Tank Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there that I'm proud of.
Even in good times, Davis felt like he was being overshadowed. Floyd was often front and center, making it hard for Davis to shine. Davis wanted more freedom to pick his fights and control his path. Leonard Ellerby confirmed Davis wasn't locked into a contract, opening the door for him to truly lead himself.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay. Gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Still
But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
Yeah.
In recent months, the tension between Davis and Floyd has become more obvious. Davis avoids direct shots, but his words show the shift. What started as quiet distance has turned into a full-blown rift. Their close connection now feels fractured and public.
He didn't know how good I was, how I would handle the situation, so he just threw me out there. He was hurt. Man, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd gonna never want to see no one like a fighter better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Finna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Next in line. This is where you're next in line.
Is there like a last question? Is there like a love hate?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be like smooth, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Still, despite all the issues, Davis shows respect for what Floyd accomplished. He said he has no interest in fighting Mayweather. That respect shows their bond wasn't always broken. Davis honors Floyd's legacy. He just no longer wants to live under it.
How would you fight Floyd in his prime? Like if you were to fight Floyd, like in
don't
his
fight
prime,
him.
If you guys were both in the
Don't fight him. I wouldn't fight him. I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, me, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter. I'm not saying me going at Floyd, but I'm saying like I feel as though my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing glove.
You're crazy to watch, bro.
Lately, Davis has opened up about how things were handled behind the scenes. He says some choices felt like they were made to benefit others, not him. While grateful for the doors Mayweather opened, he's focused now on creating his own legacy.
Floyd, I was doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't fault him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Mayweather often reminds fans how much he helped Davis, and while some of that's true, it's also created friction. Davis wants credit for earning success through skill and effort, not just as someone made by Floyd. The ongoing narrative makes him feel like a background character in his own story.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
Now, with the past behind him, Davis turns to his biggest challenge yet, facing Lamont Roach at Barclays Center. This isn't just about belts. It's about pride and proving he could stand alone. Critics may doubt him, but Davis is ready to prove himself in the ring with heart, power, and victory.
Davis is prospering, and he's got a big fight coming up 3 weeks from now in the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, against Lamont Roach, the 130-pound WBA champion, fighting for the 135-pound WBA championship. Now, Gervonta Davis put out a tweet and said, "This is greatness. Don't let anybody fool you or convince you otherwise." And I agree 100%. And I know that there are people that are going to come to this comment section and say, who did he fight? What did he do? Who did he fight? What did he do? If you pay attention to boxing long enough and you watch boxing long enough, you better believe you're going to hear that same question being said about every fighter in Gervonta Davis' situation.